Welcome to our Energy Connect studio at ADIPEC 2022. I'm delighted to have sitting next to me Jean-Christophe Bernardini, partner and associate director at Boston Consulting Group.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Thanks for coming. Now, how are national oil companies changing their operating model? I know you had a report out and I want to hear more about it.
Yes, so effectively what we see based on our different study and market study that we just released, we see that today, related to the evolution of the oil price, the uncertainty of the oil demand, but as well the net zero engagement, we see the different NOCs transforming their operating model and engaging this transformation across five key different levers. Transforming their operating philosophy, changing their core processes, changing their organization, as well changing or upskilling their people, and as well embracing digital and new technology as part of this core operating model.
Really interesting, Jean-Christophe. And how important is a roadmap for the NOCs to look at implementing any changes they want to put in?
This is extremely critical. Why? Because as you understood, in order to develop and to change this operating model, in order to stay competitive, NOC has to sequence the different change, because the change will be massive. So it's very important as well to anticipate, to define a clear strategy, a clear vision, to identify where we should be in the next 5 to 10 years regarding this market evolution. And then how do we upskill our people? How do we engage this new technology and digital solution? And this requires a clear roadmap and clear steps.
And, out of the report, what should NOCs focus on if they want to adapt to this changing energy landscape?
Yeah. So what is very important is to make sure that those NOC has really an integrated approach. Okay. Being able to review the way that we will operate, because, for example, integrating decarbonization as the core element of their processes, we change the way that we redefine, for example, their production potential, because you have to integrate these different constraints within the performance of your equipment and within the definition of what should be the maximum of your production potential that you can extract, while making sure that you are targeting your decarbonization and matching with your GHG emission reduction.
And do you think the transition to a low carbon energy is really forcing or making NOCs change how they operate?
Yes, completely, because they have effectively to review completely how do they integrate, I would say, those different changes in the way that they operate. Like, for example, in order to stay competitive, and what we see, for example, in the NOC in the region are already extremely competitive in terms of cost positioning, but as well in terms of gas emission per barrel in overall. But to stay competitive, they will have to continue to change their way to operate. They will have as well to upskill their people, and they will have as well to integrate digital technology as part of the core element of their business model.
That's really interesting about the digital part. And NOCs here in the Middle East, where are they standing in terms of this transformation? And do you feel in some ways they can be leading the charge for the change for NOCs?
Definitively related to our last study, we see that most of the NOCs have already started this transformation. This is very clear. Now, depending the different NOC, there is different scale and different speed in terms of transformation. But what we see is that as a key success factors, those NOC should make sure that first the leadership is driving this drastic change. Second, in order to make sure that we drive a clear accountability across all different layers of the organization, making sure as well that people are the core element of this transformation, because here we speak about changing culture, changing completely the way that we are approaching the industry, being more agile, accelerating the speed of decision, and being able to adapt quickly to the evolution of the market.
Interesting. So, a lot of change happening. NOCs are the biggest employees and some of the biggest companies where they are. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. And as you said, each NOC is different, but it'll be interesting to see the speed and how it goes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Well, Jean-Christophe, I really appreciate you coming down to the Energy Connect studio and talking more about the NOC report you brought
It was
out.
a pleasure. Thank you. Thank
Thanks
you
a
very
lot.
much. Thank you.